So number 11 is right here. It says a student wants to determine the most liked professor at her college, which study would be the most practical to obtain this information. So would it be a simulation, an experiment, a survey, or an observation?
Survey.
Why is it a survey?
If you gotta say if you just do.
Yeah, so what's a simulation? What's a simulation? You guys ever been on a simulator before? Yeah, what is it?
It tries to make something look like feel like the real thing.
Right. So like astronauts go in simulators to simulate like going up into space, right? To learn how to do that. So how could you simulate liking a professor? Does that make sense? So you guys won't be able to do that. What's an experiment? Yeah, like testing theories, testing. Can you do that with this? Determine if it, yeah. So your two best choices are C and D, but why would D not be a good choice?
You can't just tell, like, you're not getting their opinion.
Right.
Just seeing what you think.
Right. So if you walked by the classroom, especially like right now, what will it look like when you walk in or just walk by? Does it look like y'all like me? Think about it. Honestly, when you walk by classrooms, do kids look like they enjoy it?
No.
You see what I'm saying? But that doesn't mean you don't like me. But if I go and observe, it might be that I say, man, they don't really like her at all. Y'all might not. I don't care. It's not a big deal. But that's the difference between the survey. So you want to get a survey so that they'll actually tell their honest opinion. Does that make sense? All right. So those are real easy. Let's keep looking. All right. Number 12, also a stats question. I don't think there was much stats on the, this is more math one. I don't think there was much stats on the EOC, but I'm not sure. Like the EOC practice definitely wasn't. A principal wants to survey 150 students to determine which electives to offer during the next school year. There are 1,800 students in the school. Which procedure could the principal use to select a sample using a systematic random sample? So obtain a list of all students, start with the 8th student and select every 12th student until 150 students have been selected. Select the first 150 students who enter the school. Choose the 5th student to come into the cafeteria and then select every 3rd student who comes into the cafeteria until 150 students have been selected. Or place the students' names on slips of paper and select 150 slips. Okay, the first thing that you need to look at is it says systematic. This one, we talked about this one already, is a complete random sample. This is called actually a simple random sample. So this is the easiest way to do it. This is the easiest way to do it. Would you want to put 1,800 slips of paper in a hat? Probably not. So that's why you want to use a systematic. It's because we don't want to put those in a hat. Okay. So it's not going to be D. All right. So then, which other one could I eliminate? Which one? Why B? Think about our school. If we had that many people, typically on a typical day, what type of people come in first? And don't say teachers, talking about students. Who gets here first? Bus riders. So they're all typically younger, right? So does that gather enough evidence for a school-wide decision? No, because that's only like freshmen and sophomores, okay? People that can't drive, some juniors. All right. So it's one of these two. What do we do? Tell me the difference between A and C. What is the only difference in A and C? Sorry, y'all. Correct. So this is the difference. This one says in the cafeteria. Does everybody go to the cafeteria? And you got to think about in high school, does everybody go at one time? No. So you're going to get like a block of students that maybe like it's all the science kids or what, you know what I'm saying? So you're not getting a full range of all of them. So that's why C is out. You want to make sure that everybody has an equal chance of getting in there. Okay. All right. Let's see if we can do one or two more and then we'll be done. Try to find the super, super easy ones, y'all. I'm serious. Mean and standard deviation we'll have to do. This one's not too bad. All right. So this is a math 2 question, similar triangles. So what additional information is sufficient to show that LMN can be transformed and mapped onto OPQ? They're similar, that's being mapped onto it, but they're not congruent because they're not the same size, okay? So these are the same shape. Similar means that they are in proportion. So that's what we got to watch. They're in proportion. All right. So OQ is 6. So maybe this is what we need, okay? So here's how we set it up. 12 over 8. Does that equal, we're going to set it up the same way, 10 over 6. You can cross multiply or you can put it in your calculator, 12 over 8, get the decimal 10 over 6. What's 12 times 6? 72. 8 times 10. Did that give us proportions? No. MN, so this one's wrong. MN is 9. So we're going to do the same thing, 12 over 8. So we went left to right, 12 over 8. We're going to do the same thing, 9 over 4. We're going to cross multiply. What's 12 times 4? 48. 8 times 9. So that didn't work either. So then also to be similar triangles, all of their angles have to match up. So one angle has to be equal to another, second angle to the second angle, third to the third. So right now we know M and P are the same. If we get one more angle that's the same, then the third ones have to be the same, okay? Again, things that you learned in math 2. If 2 angles are the same, the third one has to be because it adds to 180, right? Okay, so LMN is this 55. And QOP is this one up here. Do we want those two to be congruent? No. Check out the last one. NLM is this one right here. And then QOP is this one right here. Okay, I thought somebody was trying to get in. All right. Is it okay if those two are congruent? Yes, those are in the same position. Those are the ones that we want congruent. Okay, so sides proportional, angles congruent. Let me see. Same thing here. If they're going to be similar, what do we have to know? They have to be in proportion, right? So again, math 2 question, not a math 3 question. So we're going to do, I do left to right. If you do top to bottom, that's fine as well. I don't care. So I do left to right, 9 over 12 equals 6 over 9. I'll cross multiply. What's 9 times 9? 12 times 6. Are they equal? So A is not our answer. Same thing on this side. I do left over right. So 6 over 8 and 2 over 4. And you guys hopefully can already see that those are not in proportion because 6 over 8 is not 1/2 and 2/4 is. But if not, 6 times 4 is 24. 8 times 2 is 16. So we know it's not that one. This one here, just pick 2. You don't have to pick 14 of them. I'm going to pick 5 over 4. That's the sides. And then the bottom is 4 over 5. And you can see that they're not equal, 16 and 25 if you want to multiply. So it has to be D. So I'm going to check that. The side, 3 over 4. The bottom, 3 over 4. That is equal. So D is our answer. Okay. Let's do 23 and I think we'll be done. Yep, let's do 23 and we'll be done. The volume of a rectangular prism is represented by the expression x cubed minus 2x squared minus 20x minus 24. If the length is x minus 6 and the height and width are equal, what is the width of the prism? So let me get this real fast. How do I find volume of a prism, rectangular prism? A box. And then the base is a rectangle, so length times width times height. Is everybody good with that? So if I had a volume of 40, and I had a length of 10, and my width and my height were the same. I'm gonna go from, I'm just giving you an example of what to do. All right. I can rewrite this because these are the same as 40 equals 10 x squared or w squared or h squared. I don't care what you do. Okay, but they're the same. So I can write them as the same variable. Does that make sense? Is everybody okay? So then how would I solve this? I would divide by 10. So I have to divide by the length. Then what would I do? Square root. Is everybody good? So we got to do the same thing if it looks like this. We got to divide by the length. How do I divide by this? Synthetic division. So I put a 6 here. We go in order 3, 2, 1 x's, no x's. So we have a 1x cubed, a negative 2x squared, a negative 20x, and a negative 24. We bring down our 1. 6 times 1 is 6. Plus negative 2 is 4. Times 6 is 24. Minus 20 is 4. Times 6 is 24. Now we knew it was a factor, so we should have gotten a remainder as 0. So when we write this down, we go 1 less. We had x cubed, so now we're going to go x squared plus 4x plus 4. What are your factors of 4 that add to 4? So you take the square root, which would be just one of them. So your answer is A. Is everybody good? All right. I'm going to leave you alone. I'm going to stop. So stop sharing, stop recording.